Hi, everybody. Guess who? We have another Zoom for you today. I think you'll really enjoy this one. And I know I, for one, have been really looking forward to it. We used to hang together, and as Dale would say, another bando. But she played the clarinet, and we just had the greatest time. She's the nicest person, friendly person, and had quite a interesting life as well. Hope you enjoy seeing Patty Schoenfeld. Hi, Patty.
Well, hello to you.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
Well, it's good to see you too. Although I've seen you in the videos, so I feel like I've been seeing you.
Yeah, well, everybody's probably sick of seeing me.
No,
Gosh, yeah.
you should have done this for a living, really.
Oh, yeah.
You're like the female Dick Cavett, you know.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
where do you live? I don't even know where you live.
We're in South Carolina now. We moved here 3 years ago.
Well, let's back up a little bit. What did you do after high school?
I went to Miami University.
Okay.
And got my 4-year degree there in sociology and psychology, and got married out of college and made a bad decision there, but stuck with it for 6 years and lived out in Colorado for a year after I was married, and worked out there, and then moved back to Ohio, went back down to Oxford, Ohio, and couldn't get a steady job with substitute teaching for almost about 6 months, I guess, and then came up to Cleveland actually, and got a job in Cleveland. And then my husband followed me up there, and I guess I was working for Cuyahoga County Welfare Department and foster care, basically. So I was working with kids in foster homes and their parents, and seeing if I could reunite the families or separate the families permanently, or so that was interesting work.
I bet.
all over Northeast Ohio, basically, because some of these
depressing but so helpful.
I did that for a number of years, and then I did at one point go over to the state and work for the state for vocational guidance and rehabilitation services for a change. And that I was just working with a lot of unusual adults who needed services, and ended up going back over to foster care again because I was much more comfortable dealing with those folks than with the adults. And
when did you retire?
Well, actually, I did that until, I'm trying to remember how many years I was there. I guess it was about 17 years. And then finally decided I'd rather go on welfare than work for the welfare department anymore, basically. You know? Yeah. So given a choice, it was like, well, this is a no-brainer. But actually, in the meantime, then I got divorced from my first husband and was single for about 5-6 years, and then met my current husband. And at that point, I was working, I guess I'd gone back into the welfare system, actually. So I ended up sort of retiring really early. I was probably 42 or 43, and just had the luxury of just not having to go to work. And although I did, I ended up taking care of the house and the property and the dog and managing our life, because he would have to travel quite a bit. So when he was gone, I was sort of holding down the fort and keeping things. And at that point, we were living in Rocky River, Ohio. So I lived with Jim in Rocky River for, I think, 17 years, maybe. Yeah, 16, 17 years. And then one winter, when it was a just really horrible winter, I was out walking our miniature schnauzer and slipping and sliding and falling on the ice. And I realized that my dear Jim was working down in Puerto Rico that winter, and he'd come home every couple of weeks. But basically, I was shoveling the driveway and the sidewalks and taking care of the property, and he was in sunny Puerto Rico. And I pointed out to him that I could be living anywhere while he's out of town. So why did I have to stay in Rocky River? And so we went and we found a house down in Florida. And like within a couple months we went, I think just to shut me up, he said, well, I'll take some vacation time. We'll go look and see. So when we retire, you know, whenever he was going to retire, which was not going to be for quite a while, he thought, we could maybe decide where we might someday want to live. And at the end of that week, we flew down to Tampa and drove around. And by the end of 7 days, we signed a contract on a house. So,
Oh, you've been all over.
Yeah, unbeknownst to him, I brought the checkbook with me. So, so.
Do you have a family?
No, between the two of us, neither of us, well, let's see, I married Jim when he was 40 and he's 7 years older than I am. So he didn't have any children and I hadn't with my first husband, you know, one way or the other. It was
well,
like,
they're
well,
not tying you down, that's for sure.
yeah, so we didn't have any responsibilities except for pets. And so we lived down in Florida, Southwest Florida, a place called Punta Gorda, which is on the Gulf of Mexico.
Yes, yes, I know where that is very well.
Yeah, south of Sarasota and north of Fort Myers. And we had a very nice house on, it was about 1,500 square feet, but it was on the water, on a canal. So we had our own boat dock and boat lift and a very pretty little town. And we were there for about 19 years. Decided to go back to college and I went back to learn to be a teacher, a certified teacher. And so I went back and I had to study and take classes and then take all sorts of state tests. And so there was about a year there where my brain was actually engaged again, which it hadn't been since 1978, I don't think. And even in 78, I'm not sure how engaged it was, you know, way back then. But anyway, got certified so I could teach, and I worked in Punta Gorda in the school system for only about 3 years. And then I got sort of tired of hurricane preparations. I mean, we had one terrible hurricane back in 2004 that ripped the town apart. And in any event, we ended up, I finally talked him into getting rid of our boat and moving up someplace that was not quite as cold as Ohio. Realtor showed us this place that had a lovely 3-car garage. My husband had dreamed of a 3-car garage. And the third stall in the garage, which is attached to the house, is heated and air conditioned. And it's just a lovely room with a nice high ceiling and 2 big windows in it. And it's just a perfect space for him to hang out. And he found this house and there was no dissuading him. So we ended up with this house, which is on a golf course. So I have golfers that tootle alongside my property all day into the early evening hours, all year round. And we had to spend money on a fence to try to keep some of these yokels out, because they would come in and out of my garden beds. They'll be hitting their shots out of the garden beds. I mean, it was insane. Right outside my master bedroom window one morning, I looked and I was just like, there's a guy trying to take a shot right below, and I'm like there in my bra and panties, and he's in the yard just taking his shot outside my bedroom window. I mean, literally up against the house. So anyway, we put a fence up, which really hasn't really stopped too many people because they go around the fence and still.
Let's travel back to high school. What are some of your best high school memories?
What it was like. Let's see, in high school. Well, mostly, you know, I enjoyed, certainly, I thought I enjoyed my high school experience for what it was. I mean, it was, you know, some people were traumatized in high school, but I don't recall. I mean, there was the usual, I guess nowadays they call it bullying, but you know, people would make snide comments to one another every once in a while. But basically, I thought we had a nice school, nice group of people, and we had our odd ducks here and there, but you know, everybody seemed to treat each other decently, and I enjoyed my band experience, extracurricular activities. You know, we used to like that was what
you were in band, Pat.
Yeah, I was.
I think I've been tricked. Another band person.
Oh, yeah, I was in band.
Almost all of our interviews have been with bandos.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So Dale thinks it's a conspiracy.
Well, I guess it is.
I don't
Band
think
and
it's a
choir.
conspiracy. It is a conspiracy. And Pat I actually even said something and I think she lied to me about it. Okay.
You know, I have great memories of high school. It was just a nice town, nice people. Good. I thought I got a good education.
Did you see Jim Glaven's interview?
No, no, I didn't yet. No, it's.
Oh, you got to see that one because you're a star in there. There's a
Oh.
picture of a couple pictures of you and Jim together.
Really? Oh, no.
You're
I
in a
haven't
bathing suit and he's carrying you.
scored. Really? I have no
Yeah.
memory of that.
Yeah, yeah.
There it is.
Oh my. I can't even imagine where we were.
Well,
Boy, we were so young. My God.
it looks like
Yeah, isn't that a
looks like-
good picture?
it looks like a hotel you were staying at.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, we were really an item then. Yeah.